Hey guys, welcome back. It has been quite a while since I've made a video. I apologize for that. I started working full-time last December, and that definitely, I took a break for a while for making pottery, just to let my schedule kind of even out. And then I broke my hand. So I spent about 4 months. I broke this bone right here in my hand, which is my hand that I use on the wheel head for centering clay. So obviously I couldn't throw for quite a long time. When my hand finally healed, I was in the process of testing for my black belt in karate. So that took up a huge amount of time for me. So needless to say, it has been a long time since I made anything, which is why I wasn't doing any videos. But recently a friend of mine out in Montana contacted me and asked me to make a bowl for him. So thank you to that friend, because he actually got me making stuff again. I was like, of course I can make a bowl for you. And I hadn't made anything in a long time. So I threw a few mugs and bowls and I hand built some stuff just to have at least something to put in the kiln instead of firing just one bowl. So I'm here today so that we can do a kiln opening and see how everything turned out. I tried some glaze combinations that I haven't done before, so that's exciting. So we'll see how those turned out and we'll get started. This is my cone pack from the firing, 5, 6, and 7. So I fired to a hot cone 6. My kiln hasn't been used in a while, so it's all right. I usually like to fire to cone 6, so if it went a little bit hotter than that, that's okay by me. My clay vitrifies at 6, so that just means that less absorption. So the first thing that I had made, I decided to roll out some coasters. So I have a rolling pin from Clayshare. It's their Moroccan tile rolling pin. So I made a whole bunch of these just square coasters, and I used my Amico Celadons to glaze them. I have quite a few Celadon colors. So this one is, let's see, this one is Smoke. No, it's not. This one is Smoke. Here's Smoke, which is just a really pretty gray on the clay. I use B-Mix, so it's a white clay. This is 3 coats of Smoke. I had applied ultra black underglaze and then wiped it back just to give a little bit more definition to the rolling pin pattern. So this one is Smoke. I have one in Wasabi. All of these were 3 coats of glaze. Cobalt. Cobalt kind of obscures the pattern a little bit if you go 3 coats, but I didn't want it to look streaky. If I do these again, I'll probably only do 2 coats of the cobalt. Let's see. Got Rainforest. That one came out nice. Mulberry. And I had one more Rainforest. I had to do 1 duplicate. I let my daughter pick which color I did twice, so she wanted me to do Rainforest. Let's see. This one. So this one actually must be Sky. Looking at which colors I had. And I lied earlier. I said this was Wasabi, but it's not. This is Marigold. It just looks green because of the black underglaze. This is the Wasabi, so you can see the difference. So those ones came out nice. They actually stayed very flat, which is awesome. I have problems when I do tiles like this that they do not like to stay flat. So I tried something different this time. Once I had my clay rolled out with the normal rolling pin and I used my ribbon, compressed both sides, I released it from the board. I had it on a piece of cling wrap on not wax paper, but like the plastic wrap. And when I rolled it out with the rolling pin, I never picked it up again. So I rolled it out, used a ruler to cut it, and then slid it off of the cling wrap, because the issue that I have is that when you're handling little tiles like this, every time you move it, the clay has memory, and so it starts to warp as it dries. So I just slid them off from one board onto another, put 2 boards on top of each other to let them dry. They weren't even wrapped in plastic. They just dried straight up between 2 wear boards, and that worked out well. So apparently that's the way I should do those from now on. All right, moving on. The first mug that I'm pulling out, this is just a single glaze. This is Mako's Cenote. This is 2 coats. Most of the time when I'm using glazes, I use Mako and Amico glazes for the most part. I almost always do 2 coats of Mako glazes, and I do 3 coats of Amico, just because that's how the glazes like to play. There are a couple in here that I switched that up just because of the specific glaze, but this is 2 coats. I use a big floofy fan brush. So my fan brushes are very fluffy and they hold a lot of glaze. So 2 coats for me is pretty heavy, but this one came out beautiful. I love this glaze. It reminds me of the old metal, like the tin cups my grandparents used to have. This next one is a combination I have not done before, and it came out wonderful and I love it. This is Honey Flux. It's 3 coats of Honey Flux, and then I did 2 coats of cobalt. Sorry, 3 coats of cobalt and 3 coats of seaweed. So I was expecting it to run a ton, and it actually didn't do too bad. The Honey Flux is very, very light. A lot of times it comes out a little bit more tan, but it almost looks like snow, but it's not. It's Honey Flux, cobalt, and seaweed. Like I said, it's 3 coats each. I had quite the awesome drip on the inside of the handle, which I love. That one came out really pretty too. So I'll definitely be doing this one again because that came out wonderful. I love the combination of cobalt and seaweed. Normally I just do cobalt with seaweed over it, but I wanted to try it on top of a different glaze this time, and that came out really nice. I apologize if I sound like I'm freezing. I'm in my garage and it's in the 30s in New Hampshire right now. So my garage is at like 40 degrees. It's a little chilly out here. This next one is another new glaze combination. It did not move nearly as much as I thought it was going to, but it still came out very pretty. It is 3 coats of snow as the base. I had to write it down because there's so many glazes on this. And then I did 2 coats of Chun Plum. These are all Amico. 2 coats of Smoky Merlot, 1 coat of Iron Luster, and then 1 coat of Honey Flux. This was a glaze combo that I had seen on one of the Facebook groups that I wanted to try. I messed it up. Whoops. It was supposed to be Snow, Chun Plum, Smoky Merlot, Honey Flux, and then Iron Luster, and I reversed the Iron Luster and Honey Flux, but it still came out very, very pretty. I really enjoy it. I think if I had put the Honey Flux on first and then the Iron Luster, I would have gotten a little bit more of a different tonal quality here. It would have been a little bit more browns mixed in, but I thought this one came out very pretty. Nice big mug. And then it's just, you know, a little bit on the lip there, but mostly just snow on the inside. So that one came out very nice. I did that same combination on a bowl. My friend that had asked me for a bowl, when he and his wife got married, he received a bowl as a wedding gift. It's a giant bowl. It holds like 10 cups. It's like 3.5 inches by 10 inches. And so his wife doesn't have one. He only got one. And so he wanted me to make a bowl for his wife. And she likes a lot of the red tones. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I don't do a whole lot of red. So most of the glazes that I use are blue, green, yellow, white. Like I have a lot of the lighter colors that I gravitate towards. So I don't have a whole lot in my repertoire for red. I definitely need to like get more glazes and so I can have that. But he wanted a slightly smaller bowl for her. So the 3 bowls that are in this kiln load they're good sized bowls. This is not a small bowl by any means, but it's a little bit scaled down from the size that he had. So this is the same glaze that I just showed you on the mug. This is Snow with the Chun Plum, Smoky Merlot, Iron Luster, and Honey Flux. So this at least has a lot of that, like the red quality to it. You know, she likes the reds and oranges and yellows, the more fall colors. I wasn't sure how far this was going to move. The bowl actually had a little bit more movement than the mug did, which is weird. I would have expected the mug to move more because it's vertical, but I mean, it came out beautiful. I love this. And if he doesn't end up wanting this one, this might end up in my kitchen. But so that's the first bowl that I did. The next one is a combination I've done a lot in the past, but not recently in the past. So this is, again, it's about the same size bowl as the last one, but this is Iron Luster with oatmeal over it. So typically when I would do this, I would do 3 coats of Iron Luster and 2 of oatmeal, but I did 3 and 3 this time. These are both Amico glazes. And I love the way Iron Luster looks. And I mean, obviously when you put oatmeal over the top of it, it gets that beautiful brown and purple and blue variation to it. So that one came out really, really nice. I'm happy with that. Again, if he decides not to want any of these, like, I might have to keep them because they came out so pretty. The next one that I tried, this is the one that I think is going to be the color that he picks. So I put it on a bowl and on a mug. This is Cinnabar, which is a Mako glaze that I have found in the past, if I only do 2 coats of, it's wicked streaky. I wanted it to be a nice full coverage, so I actually did 4 coats of it. And I think I probably could have done 3. So it's not the video, it is kind of pink. So it went and took from the normal red that you would get on Cinnabar, and where it was heavier, it made it kind of pink. So, but I mean, it's beautiful. I think it's awesome. And then over the top of that, I had sandstone that I put on. So that sandstone gives a really nice break with like some browns and yellows and some darker tones. Again, I wasn't sure how much this was going to run, so I didn't go very far down with the sandstone. It was really just on this band. But I think that came out beautiful. So somewhere further down in here, there's a bowl that has the same combination. Yeah, so that one, I mean, I like this mug. I think it came out great. I need to get some more glazes that work well with in that red tone. If you guys have any suggestions for me for Amico and Mako glazes, lay them on me, because I would love to. I got to go get more glaze and clay soon anyway, so I may as well pick up some new glazes to try out. So this is the bowl. Again, I mean, I think it came out beautiful. I had a lot more movement here, which is good. But I think this is going to be the one that he decides to go with. But I'll send him all 3, so like pictures of all 3, so he can decide. But yeah, I think that came out beautiful. But again, it's a little bit, I mean, pink is the wrong word. It's almost got a little bit of purple overtone to the red. But I mean, I think it came out beautiful. So that's this one. So hopefully one of those bowls will be one that he likes, that he thinks that she will like. I made a cup. I make a lot of like wine glasses. And a lot of times, like when you throw them, they look big until you fire them, and then they're like, meh. So I decided to make one that was like big, so that when you know, obviously not going to fill it up with wine, but having a bigger mouth, having a nice hand feel to it. This is a favorite of mine. This is Norse Blue with Muddy Waters. I actually don't like Muddy Waters by itself. I think I've said that in previous videos. It comes out looking like mud when you use it by itself. But on top of Norse Blue, it always, like, very consistently looks amazing. This is 2 and 2. So 2 coats of Norse Blue with 2 coats of Muddy Waters over the top. It will get these nice long drips. So like this was a smooth line when I did it, but wherever the lowest point of the line is, you will get those longer drips. So you do have to be careful. I fire all of my stuff like this on cookies, just in case. I had nothing run off the pieces this time though, so I got really lucky. And I have one more piece down here that I have. I gotta dig for it. I had decided when I got back into making, because I hadn't thrown anything in almost a year. So I decided to start with a hand-built piece. I feel like I can have a little more forgiveness when I'm hand building. So I made, sorry, I'm moving my kiln shelves. When I got back into making, I made a platter. I haven't seen this yet. I peeked in the kiln last night because it was finally cool enough, but I hadn't gotten all the way down to the bottom. So I handmade a little bee pattern. So this is a rolling pin from Clayshare. And then I used 3 different manufacturers' items here. The rolling pin is from Clayshare. The outside rim template is from Debbie De La Cruz at De La Designs. And then the form that I used to shape this is from GR Pottery Forms. So very happy it came out without any warping. I've had issues in the past when I do big platters that the rim would always slope a little bit. It would droop in the firing. And then I learned from watching Jeff at GR Pottery Forms that if I put my my clay over the form and I have a spacer underneath it, to make sure that my rim is always kind of moving in this direction so it's not flat. It's that flatness that if you try to have a flat rim, that it's gonna sag in the middle. I also made sure I put on a double foot ring on this. That way it had a little bit more stability in the middle. So yeah, very happy with that. This was some teddy bear brown underglaze that I applied and then wiped back with a sponge. And then it's 3 coats of Amico's Marigold over the top. So I like that look together because it really makes the pattern pop out. So you can see the little bees and flowers in there. Very pretty. This will probably be a Christmas gift for somebody. I have a couple people in mind. But yeah, so like I said, not a huge glaze or not a huge kiln load, but it's the first thing I've made in like a year. So I'm back. I apologize for being gone for so long. I've been still picking up random subscribers along the way and getting comments, which I appreciate. I love the comments. If you guys ask me questions in the comments below, I will always do my best to get back to you. I'm happy to share any glaze combinations that I do, how I apply them. I'm all about everybody having success in their making. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And hopefully it will not be so long before you see me again. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you next time.